Hi everybody, welcome to another video, and today we're doing a video on the August EDC video, and this is going to be a no-nonsense survival EDC micro kit. And I call it the micro kit is because it's very small, as you can see. It fits in this palm of my hand. I actually have pretty small hands, so this little pouch here looks bigger than it really is. It's very small. It's got a key ring to it. You could attach it to a carabiner, latch it to your belt. You could also keep this in your glove box, in your car. You could put this in a hiker's backpack, you know, for emergency situations where you have to survive out in the wilderness. So this is a no-nonsense survival kit. And I say no-nonsense is because I don't try to put a bunch of stuff in there that'll try to do several things or a dozen things. This is basic survival tool. So let's see what's inside, all right? This pouch is made by, I don't know if you can make out the name. I can't pronounce it. It's a no name or no brand that I know of. I bought this on Amazon. Here, I'll give you a moment to copy the name down and search for it if you're interested in making the same kit. Now let's get into it. Open it right up and boom. There we go. First, we have a little plastic pouch. I have 3 fishing hooks with lead and 2 jigs and a sinker. Now that sinker is pretty big for this setup, but I figured I could use that size sinker for now. But I got 2 jigs and 3 hooks with the lead already attached. I'll show you, take it out. Well, anyway, let's just move on. I can't get the bag open. All right, now I have a slingshot band. Now, fishing and hunting, okay? So I don't have a slingshot with this slingshot band. The reason I don't have a slingshot is because you can make a slingshot out of almost anything out in the wilderness, you know? So I will actually add videos, clips to this video showing you how I make my slingshot. All right, so moving on. Here is a roll of duct tape. Duct tape makes good tinder. And inside this little pouch that's wrapped in duct tape is, oh my goodness, I can't get nothing out these days. All right, let's get that out of here. Okay, now this is a card tool. Now, most people will say, oh, that's a useless thing, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But what I use this for is batoning and chiseling, okay? There is a little edge right here. It's not very sharp, but it's sharp enough where if you take wood and then you baton the top of this, you can split wood with it, okay? And I mean, you're not gonna split logs, okay? That's not what it's for. It's for processing tinder, small pieces of wood from branches, and you know, for your fire, to start your fire and stuff. So that's what I'll use this for. Okay, and of course you got the duct tape. Moving right along. I have the Olight Mini 2. Now this is a magnet activated light where, you know, when you have it on the charger, this is a USB plug right here, this whole thing. Plug it in and charge the whole thing, and then you store it like this or carry it like this. And then when you want to turn it on, you take it off its charger, and boom, you have a pretty strong flashlight for its size. All right, so you have light, and it's rechargeable. And what is a slingshot without ammunition? So I have several ball bearings here that I can use. Okay, I have a Band-Aid. You know, there's nothing more irritating than having a small cut that you have to work with, and having a Band-Aid and covering up that small cut can help you feel more comfortable in being able to do the things that you have to do. All right, moving along to this is the Victorinox Walker. And the reason I picked the Victorinox Walker, and I prefer to pick a Swiss Army knife that has more tools, but for the fact that this is a very small pouch and we're trying to fit in things that we need to, I picked the Victorinox Walker because it is the most compact Victorinox Walker that has the essential tool for wilderness survival. And that is, of course, the main blade, a combo tool that will allow you to open cans, bottles, and act as a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and a very lightweight pry tool. All right. Now, of course, the one other tool that is on there is the saw. Okay, and the saw is quintessential because we're going to be using the saw to cut branches, to process firewood, also cut a wide branch to make a slingshot. All right, so having the slingshot band and a knife like this, you can fashion your own slingshot for hunting. And of course, if you use the knife properly, you'll be able to do make a lot of stuff for survival, shelter, fire, all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's close that up. In addition to the tools that I just showed on this knife, you have the tweezer. Can help you remove splinters from your fingers. Also, tweezers can be used for a lot of little things. And you have a toothpick. All right, let's move on. This little, oh, I dropped it. Let me pick it up. Here we go. Anything to delay my video, right? Where is it? Okay, there it is. Oh, dropped it all the way down under the desk. All right, now this little gadget is a paracord bracelet that I took out of a kind of am using. There's a blade that goes in here for the other side of the bracelet, but I'm not using the blade. I think I may add the blade in there, but it's not necessary because I already have a cutting tool. So let's move on. Here is most people think this is a gimmick, but actually it's a pretty neat little thing to have, pretty compact. You have the whistle for signaling in emergencies. You have the compass, and most people will say that's not a serious compass, but it works. It points true north. So, you know, better than nothing, right? As long as you can find north, you can pretty much find where you have to go. Here inside the clasp, or the bracelet clasp, is a micro mini ferro rod. And you would say, well, that's not serious. That's not going to work. Well, it actually does. I have used it to light a fire, and I will demonstrate that in this video. At the end of this tabletop review, there will be additional video clipped onto this video to show and demonstrate how these tools are going to be used. So yes, I will show that this little ferro rod does work, and it does work very well. Okay, so you have whistle for emergency call, signaling. You have a compass and a ferro rod, all in this neat little bracelet clasp. Finally, but not least, is a spool. This is a sewing spool for a sewing machine, but I bought this so I can have fishing line. Okay, that little duct tape there to mark the beginning of the the spool. And I can't really tell you how many feet of fishing line that is in there, but it's quite a lot. It took me a good 10 minutes just to I mean, I don't know, it seemed like a 10-minute that I sat there winding up this spool. So it's a lot of fishing line right there. So in addition to my little fishing kit here, I have, in fact, let me do this. See, let's get this open. Oh my goodness, why is this not opening? Okay, there we go. Let's get this out of here and show you what I have. Okay. So that will be used as a fishing kit right here, like that. Okay. Let's put this in there. All right, like that. Okay, and then let's put the rest of this in there. All neatly in one little package. And of course, you're going to ask, where's the fishing pole? Come on, now you can't fish without a fishing pole. Well, that's what the knife is for with the saw. You can go cut yourself a long branch. In my case, I have bamboo in my backyard. I can make a bamboo fishing pole, actually. So I will even demonstrate that using the Victorinox knife. My little fishing gear that I can take any long branch or stick or whatever and make a old-fashioned fishing pole. Okay, so that's it. This is a no-nonsense survival EDC that you can carry in your glove box, throw it in your little hiking backpack. You know, most people who go backpacking or hiking, they will carry a shelter, a tent of some sort, a very lightweight tent, sleeping gear, you know, sleeping mat, sleeping bag, things like that. Of course, they'll have lamp and light. They'll have cooking implements like little gas stoves, tiny gas stoves that they can warm up, boil water. And they'll carry food and water. But many hikers will not carry an emergency survival kit because their goal is to make their pack as light as possible so they can walk as far as they can before they have to settle in for the night. And a lot of the times they'll have just the food that they're carrying, the tent that they're carrying to sleep in, the sleeping bag and the sleeping mat, and that's about it. That's all they'll usually carry, and of course their little cooking implements and light to guide them at night doing things. But they'll rarely ever focus on what they might need if they lost all their gear and they were stuck in the middle of the forest that would take a day or two to get out of. And they don't have any means of obtaining food. You have a means of catching fish, a means of hunting down small game, you know, squirrels, rabbits, you know, anything that has, you know, fur, meat, whatever. And like I said, this implement here, most people will say it's useless, but I find it that you can use this to baton with, because you know you can't really baton with a pocket knife. You don't want to break it, so you want a solid piece of steel. I wouldn't say it's really solid, but it's solid enough where you can use this to baton or chisel things with, and that's what this is for. Okay, all right, so stick around. Attached to this video, we're gonna be doing some demonstrations. All right, just before I clip into the other videos, I just wanted to add a few other things I forgot to mention. Here is a sewing needle. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the fishing kit part. Now, I picked this sewing needle because for some reason it reminded me of sutures. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if push come to shove, if I was to get a gash in my arm or somewhere and it was extreme emergency that I had to find a way to really close up that gash or that wound before I bled out or suffer from exposure, I could, in a big emergency, use the fishing line in combination with this curved needle to suture myself. I mean, it would be very painful, and it wouldn't, I mean, it would be like pretty bad, but I guess in a lot of situations, if you get a huge gash or cut, the only way to stop bleeding or the only way to fix it is actually just sew it up. And if that's what you got to do, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, you know? So I'll put that. And also you can use it for regular sewing. All right, so to fix your clothes and all this and that, you know? So I'll put that in the fishing gear right there, like that, okay? And I wanted to add another needle, sewing needle, and this is a pretty big one. And the reason I want this one is so that way if I come across like a canvas or tarp or something like that and it's tore up, I can use the fishing line and this to repair the tarp or the canvas to help me build a shelter, you know. So this is more like a repair kit needle that I will be using this as. And I'm gonna add this into this little card tool pouch like this. All right, and we're gonna fit all this back. Oh, and of course this is the cutting tool that goes to the rest of this paracord bracelet clasp. And let me show you, that's the blade. Now, I did sharpen that blade, so it is a little sharp, and this has a little hook shape to the blade, so I could, in a pinch, if I had to, I can gut fish with this, you know, or gut small animals with this, very small animals, or I can just use this to do draw cuts, or use this to strike the ferro rod that's built into this clasp that I just showed earlier. Okay, but well, I decided to go ahead and add it in there because it also has a paracord lanyard, and this is survival cord. Inside there are several different strands that can be used for different things. Tinder, for fire building. Also, thread is in here, so I can use the thread that's inside this paracord to, in addition with the sewing needle, to sew up and repair clothes. Now, you can wear very good clothes for the elements, but if it tears or rips, then whatever materials that are used to make that clothing effective in the wilderness or in the elements is null and void. It's when you tear something, if you wear really dirty clothes or torn clothes, that clothes becomes less effective in protecting you. Okay, if the material was designed to breathe a certain way and it's dirty, it's not going to work. So you have to keep your clothes somewhat clean. You have to keep your clothes repaired. If it's torn, if it has, just like a tent, you could have a tent, but if it has a tear in it, guess what? It's not going to protect you from the elements. It's going to leak water. You're going to have bugs come in. You're going to have a cold air come in. So repairing your shelter, keeping your shelter tight is essential and important. All right, now let's put all this away. I'm gonna put this right here. Let's see how it's gonna fit with all this added stuff that I did. Gotta play a little. There you go. There you go. That fits in like that. Okay, we'll put this fishing kit over here with the flashlight and the ball bearings, like that. Oh, let's see, let's move that flashlight over. There we go. And we're gonna move this over here, and the slingshot, we'll just pile it on top. You know, this video is so long, I may just make a second video demonstrating all the tools in here. I might not clip it on here. I don't want to make this video too long, and then you have people who may not want to stick around and watch it all the way to the end. So I may just stop the video here and continue it some other time. Let's, hopefully this fit all in here. I think this is the hard part. You know what? Let me see. What can I do here? Hold on a second. All right, so it's very hard to pack this slingshot into this thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wrap it up like this. Oh, this thing is like this. I'm gonna take a Ranger band. I'm gonna keep it together like that. Keep it together. All right. There we go. Like that. Then we're gonna put that on here. Let's hope that it fits all in there. Oop, maybe not. Hold on. Let's see if we can put that in there like this. Takes a little bit of you know what, let's take that flashlight out first and put this in there. There we go. We'll make it work. And then we'll put this flashlight right there. There we go. Ooh, that's so much neater, right? All right, now let's put that right there. Oh, I forgot the fishing kit. Always forgetting something, right? All right, let's see if we can put that. I think packing this thing is taking longer than the actual video itself. But I just want to make sure that you can see that I am fitting everything in here, and everything is fitting properly. And even with the jaws open like this and I can't shut it, the zipper a pouch allows me to actually close it. It's like a overstuffed suitcase, as you can see. That might be a little bit too much. Let's see if we could, you know what? I may have to take that spool out. Let's take that spool out. Okay. All right. Take that spool out. Don't you just want to see me make this work, right? So I'll put this spool right here. Right there. And then I'll put that right there. And let's make it work, folks. Let's do this. Voila. There you go. And it's all there. All right. There we go. All good. Thanks for watching.